students in the class getting excited about doing maths and then saying, "Oh, now I get it." And that is a really exciting experience when you see the lights go on and the kids understand it and you think, yes, that's what I'm doing this for. Let me just say one more little thing about mathematics, then I'm going to hand over to Ian for a minute, if that's okay, because he's got a little activity to do with you. One more thing about doing mathematics and about playing golf. No matter how bad you are at golf, even if you can only hit the ball a little way, eventually, even if it takes you 15 or 20 shots, you get it in that little hole. Eventually everybody can do it, even if you've never picked up a golf club in your life. Maths is a little bit like that. Eventually you'll get there. Sometimes it takes longer than others, but stick at it. Perseverance is actually a really important attribute of doing mathematics well. And hopefully after a while, you'll take fewer shots to get the golf ball in the hole, and you'll start to pick up the practices and the patterns in mathematics. So Ian, let's do some maths. Okay. Got this? Thank you.
We probably don't need this on.
No, we probably don't. But how about, can we mute that? Oh.
Alright, see what's going on. Okay, so I want to do a little activity with you that I've done with a lot of teachers and school kids, and this can take a long time or a short time, but basically I think if we spent 5 hours on it, you might just get a little bit out of it, but we haven't got 5 hours. But this is an activity which you could take into the classroom tomorrow and do with school kids. So what I want you to do, it's a bit awkward in this room, but I'd like you to get into groups of 4 or 5 or 6, and you sort of need to be able to touch one another. So if you can just move yourself around a bit. Okay, so I want at least 4 in each group, and it'd be nice to have a group out the front here just to, as a demonstration group. So would a group like to come out the front?
These people come out.
Okay, so this is our little demonstration group, and this is a particularly good activity when you don't know one another, because I presume a lot of you don't know one another. So the first thing to do is to actually introduce yourself to the other people in your group. So just say hello and who you are.
How are you?
Okay, so as always in the classroom, it will take time. So when you're in a classroom, it's really important to get your own dynamics set up so that the class does as you want them to do, and not to go off doing whatever. And that's very hard when you're on prac, to go into somebody else's class and work with the dynamics that they've set up if it doesn't suit your personality. So I have to get your attention. We have these 5 people here as a demo, and when you meet one another in most societies, there is some way of physically touching when you first greet. Depends on where you come from, so behave yourself. So one way of modelling this, it's just a story to model the mathematics. One way would be to shake hands, which is what most of us do as adults in some way, or have a cuddle with another one. But what would the kids normally do? If you've got kids who are 14, what would they do when they meet one another? Yeah, I think the high five is a fairly popular one. So we'll do this as a high five activity. So what I want you to do, there's two parts to this. The first part is to actually greet one another as you would a kid with a high five. And what you got to do is work out how many high fives there'll actually be in your group when you greet one another. So this activity is about you actually working out how many high fives there will be when you greet one another in your group. And you work out which way you work this out. So Steve, don't take any control.
I was like, it's one of those times stuck up on my wall.
You have fun if I guess.
I'll left you with whatever I know. You work out the social rules. Okay. Okay, this is very compressed exercise in here. So because of time, I'm compressing this. What you would normally like to do is give a chance for people to actually do this physically, to come out and actually do the touching, and take the time to do it, and then think about what the answer might be. Now I just walked around, and one of the things I've got is from the same size groups, I've been told different numbers. So what would you expect if you would be the attribute of that? Is that a good attribute or a bad attribute that you get different answers for the same problem?
It's good.
A good one? Ah, okay. So if you, let's start with 4 people. If you had 4 people, would you expect 2 different groups of 4 people to have the same answer or a different answer? Same. Okay. So it's independent of the people. The thing about mathematics, it's really independent of the people, the story, the setting, and sometimes the actual setting can actually mislead people. They're worried more about do they want to high five with somebody or not, or so we've got to forget about all the people parts. But those with a group of 4 over here, I think, how many high fives did you get on that quick go?
I think 6.
You got 6?
Yeah. 6.
6. Another group of 4?
We've got 12.
12. Okay, so we've got 6, 6 and 12. Groups of 5, where's the group of 5? What did you get up there?
What did we get? 10.
10, and this group of 5?
Oh, that's right. I see what you're saying.
We're not sure?
We've changed that, so we think it's 6.
You think it's 6, do you?
We
Okay.
said.
And groups of 6? 15. Okay. Now what I'd like to do is start with a group of 4, and again it's an issue of the room and everything. So this group of 4 over here in the corner. This group of 4. Right down here please, 4 of you. And what I'd like you to do is to explain to everyone else how you came up with whatever answer you came up with.